right, welcome to the Trail Manners Singletrack Session number 56. Here we are. Excuse me, a little frog in my throat. We've only been talking for like 40 minutes. Yeah.
22nd Street Trailhead. Studio 78 still runs, even though the cold weather does affect it a little bit.
Just kind of like our old bodies.
Yeah. I mean, the battery, when I started, it kind of took a minute. It was like, and then it was like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, September is almost done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's almost the end of September.
It's gone by so fast.
A couple days left.
Yeah,
and
that's sad.
Got a little bit of snow to...
A lot.
Yeah, for September, right?
I saw some video of somebody skiing at Alta.
Yeah, there's been
2 feet of snow up there.
Yeah, I've seen some people skiing,
yeah,
for sure. And not water skiing.
No.
So, yeah, there's, North Face Challenge we're all over the place, but the North Face had to reroute and cancel.
Yeah.
Because there was snow in Park City. And I saw some photos there, and I wasn't there, but it looked sloppy snow.
Yeah, that's no fun.
You know, just kind of that
just wet.
Yeah, that nasty stuff. Just enough to make you cold and not happy.
Oh, you can't get warm once you get cold like that.
Yeah. So
you got to get in the shower for a good 20, 30 minutes.
Especially when you're not ready for it.
Yeah, that mental switch hasn't happened yet.
It's kind of, I know a lot of people were having fun because it's like, hey, snow, woo.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of neat the first one or two, but then, I don't know, it's just a crazy time of year. September. Which reminds us to remind you to please be prepared in the mountains.
Yes.
Because this is how it's going to be for a while, right? I mean, you can't see snow right now. It's a little bit of chill in the air.
Yep.
But when you're going up high, make sure you're prepared.
Yeah, because it gets cold up there.
Take some extra stuff, whether it's a Houdini-type jacket. We'll do a Christmas show here in a month or two, but
some gloves,
something for your ears, maybe Trail Manners buff.
Yeah,
something.
Perfect.
But make sure you are prepared. And then what I always like to remind people, because I think it's always nice, have like a comfy hoodie in the car when you get done.
Yes.
That way when you're all wet and sweaty or wet from the rain or snow and you can throw something warm on.
Yeah.
It's just better.
I know. We have a couple of hoodies in the store.
We have 4 left.
All right.
2 medium, 2 larges.
Oh, perfect.
That's it.
Let's get those sold, folks.
Yeah, let's get on those. But,
yeah.
But yeah, this time of year, just make sure you're careful. Because when you do get up high, weather can change in a second.
Yep.
And even if it looks good below, it's not up high. Just don't be those people that get lost. Get caught.
Yeah.
I mean, I read an article about a couple in England this past week who had to be rescued.
Really?
They got too stoned to get down the mountain, so they had to be rescued.
I did see the headline on that. I didn't read it, though.
I didn't need to read any more than that. It says too stoned, so they had to be rescued. I'm like,
that's
okay?
A lot of stonage.
Yeah, it is for sure. Tripping out on things.
I'm way too tired to walk down this hill.
Yeah, and I'm where's the vending machine?
Yeah.
I need some Funyuns.
Yeah, exactly.
But just make sure you're careful up high.
Yeah.
Then you had the pleasure to talk with one of our favorite guests, Luke Nelson, the other day.
Such a good guy.
And we just launched that show on Tuesday, number 97.
Apologize for the technical difficulties. Luke was not holding his phone correctly, and I didn't catch it until the end. I'll work on that next time.
Just kind of keep poking and prodding them.
Yeah, exactly.
Little electrical current through the phone. Zing,
I
zing.
thought it was just like the connection issue was bad, and then I was like, nah, that ding-dong's not holding this phone up right.
Yeah.
He's been working a lot. He's tired.
Yeah, he's been traveling, working.
Yeah.
He's probably doing some surfing the internet when he's talking to you.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he was in his truck hiding from his family.
Trying to keep it quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it was a good show. I mean, I was pretty pumped because he made the I don't know, call it the official announcement for his races.
I know.
Right? I was like, no, I can say it because I just found out today.
I know. That was unintentional.
Yeah.
I mean, we were going to talk about smut, but I didn't realize that they'd gotten permission that day.
That's awesome. So if you didn't listen yet or maybe pass through it because for whatever reason, there's going to be a 35K this year.
Which is the same course they've used in the past.
So it's traditional for them.
Right.
But then they changed the rest. So they're going to have a 50-mile and a 100-mile.
Right. So the 50 mile is kind of the honor the original intent of the race, right?
Which was
it's the Pocatello 50.
Yeah, first year. I remember running that the first year.
Yeah. So that's going to be really similar to the old course. Doesn't sound like they go up that really steep hill after the first aid station anymore, which is good and bad. That was so gnarly when they used to do that. But that's going to be exciting. You know, the 100-miler sounds awful.
It does.
Like a good awful.
24,000 feet of climb.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And, I mean, and I think you touched on some great stuff too. Is just with Luke being that race is always dialed.
Yeah.
Anyway, like just beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
But now, that sometimes people get nervous. Oh, it's a change or it's a different route. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. You don't got to worry about anything.
There's a good group, and Luke's in charge there. But the race registration will open on January 1st, just like in the past.
Right.
But just some different options for you. So.
I know. So if you thought like the 100K was a little too far, you didn't want to step up, definitely do the 50 miler.
And it's not an easy 50.
That 50 miler flows so well.
Yeah.
And you're going to get your butt handed to you on Scout Mountain without a doubt.
No matter what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, what shape you're in. That part of the course always just spanks you. So I look forward to seeing people up there.
It'll be cool, too, because, in the past, we've gone up on Friday night and just slept on the concrete, or I have anyway. But this year, the 100-mile starts Friday at noon.
Or 3. He was even saying maybe 3. Maybe 3 o'clock. He's trying to figure that out.
Just the timing
of it.
Probably want to see how average length of the time it'll take for the runner.
That would be so weird to start at 3.
3 o'clock.
Because you're going to drive up, if you're living down in Utah, you drive up and you're going to be just a little bit kind of weary from driving up and be like, okay, here are my drop backs. Let's get going. Man, it's so weird.
The other way to do it is if you stayed Thursday night, but then you got to wait till 3 to start running, right?
I know, right?
So it's not like you just get up and it's okay, I'm hustling. It's like, I'm going to go to the mall.
Yeah, I'm going to be like nervous eating the whole day.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my gosh.
But for everybody else, for the 35K and the 50 milers, that'll be kind of fun to head up early, watch the start, watch, do a little bit of that. But there's already going to be the tent set up.
Yeah.
And so it'll be really cool. Just that whole atmosphere. But, it was cool to listen to everything Luke's been doing this year and everything he's got approaching. And it's always fun to listen to Luke. He's a fun show.
When I was doing some research and homework for the show, obviously I knew that he'd done Nolan's and he'd done it with Jared. And then I started thinking, I was like, well, Jared did Nolan's with Gary. And it was like a month apart. Then I started thinking about more. I was like, wait a minute, he did that 13ers with Luke as well. Jared's been crushing it. Quietly crushing it this year.
In fact, if other people didn't talk about what he has done, you'd never know.
No, and he's probably done, several other things you don't know about.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude is just a monster, but in a good way.
A super good way.
Right? Holy cow.
So, so thanks, Luke, for episode 97.
Yeah, thanks.
Which brings me to the next thing is we're only 3 episodes away from 100.
Getting there, huh?
And we need to. I want to have a really fun show. Here's the 2 shows we got coming up that I want to focus on. Number 100, which is just kind of the 100-miler, right? It's like a big number,
right?
It's not 99, it's not 102, it's 100.
Okay.
And the next one is going to be coming up in November. It'll be our
2-year anniversary.
Can you believe that? I was looking at the schedule. I'm like, 2 years.
I know. My little boy Porter said something about doing it for 2 years, and I was like, you're right. I have been doing it for 2 years. That's
It'll
a long
be the
time.
Friday after Thanksgiving will be 2 years.
Wait, are we going to be in St. George that weekend?
No, St. George is December 2nd. This is Thursday or Friday. I don't know. It's like 25th
you know how sometimes
November.
the Thanksgiving falls
late.
the very, very last?
Yeah.
Is it not this way?
No, it's like the 25th or something. So we need a good 2-year show. It's too bad we can't just have all this money and bring in some of our guests, have a round table.
A past guest. That'd be fun.
Just a big round table of guests. So we need some ideas for show 100 as well as the 2-year show, because those are 2 I really want to knock out of the ballpark, especially that 2-year. I just think it'd be fun to be somewhere and have I don't know, like
the beach,
roosters upstairs in the back room, invite some of our friends, something like that. I don't know,
right.
Something fun. Right? 2 years. That's a long time. Because it's been pretty consistent for 2 years, too. We've only missed a couple shows. And that was just this year. So yeah. Anyway. And then, bringing up, there wasn't a ton of races, and most of them last week were, I would say, smaller, ones we're not as familiar with or even overseas. So the only one I'm really going to talk about is because it was the Hornet, man. Ultra Pirano or something like that. Close.
That's close enough.
There's a T in there and a E and a U and some of that stuff. But he got another course record.
Crushed it.
It's like every weekend he's just hitting course records, and he's not picking.
He's the boss.
He's not picking
easy
stuff or where there's nobody there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's legit. The
He
Hornet
said he
is.
had to work pretty hard for this one, though.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. he was really challenged this time.
Well, how does that make everybody else feel his other races?
I don't know, man.
It's like, oh, he actually had to work for this one.
So was his distance a 50K? Do you know?
Yeah, I didn't write everything down, but it was.
I went to look, and I couldn't tell. There was like multiple distances.
Yeah, his was I want to say shorter because there was longer ones.
Because there was a 100K, I think, that was won by Pablo Villa.
Yeah,
Now, come on, that name.
That's sweet, huh?
You're winning in life when you have that name.
That's just have that. That's all you need on your business card.
Really, that's it.
Like nope,
Nothing
email,
else. You don't need a phone number,
email,
social media contacts, nothing.
Pablo Villa. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Uh-huh.
most interesting man in trail running.
I know.
And then we have an update. So everybody's social media feeds was taken over last week
It was?
by the Mad Pooper.
That's right.
And we got hit right at someone tagged us, right? We were recording our show last week, remember?
We got hit and we got tagged.
Yeah.
That sounds like we know her intimately,
Yeah. But
right?
we don't.
Like she hit us with...
Yeah. But it wasn't her.
Yeah.
Friend of ours tagged us in it. But I had an update just as recently as the 25th of September.
Right.
That I guess there's a spokesman for the family.
The Mad Pooper has an official spokesman.
That's right. And I don't know how legit all this stuff is because it just barely came out and there wasn't a lot of stuff to find on it.
Let's roll with it because it sounds good.
It does. But apparently this individual, this lady, has suffered a traumatic brain injury, a TBI.
Right.
Which affects, among other things, it affects her bowel control
Right.
and her mental processing.
Okay.
So the family's just basically saying, hey, she has problems, right?
Right.
She can't control certain things and she's got a brain injury.
Right.
So it's okay type. That's they said, if people have a problem with it, we have no problem going to the Supreme Court to fight it.
Right. So if you're pooping in my yard, I don't care who you are, we're going to have issues.
You bring a bag.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to go before. I think we all have.
Yeah.
We've had those times when we're somewhere.
Yeah.
Not convenient.
No.
But you figure it out.
Yeah.
And apparently this one's just happening in broad daylight, right in front of people.
Same spot.
It's like
every
the same.
time.
It's like 7 weeks in a row or something.
Right.
So
that's not right.
I think there's more to this story, but that's the latest update on your Mad Pooper.
Maybe the city needs to have a porta potty there for her.
Well, I guess there's a bathroom close by, it says.
Well, I guess it's not close enough.
Just put one in your front yard.
Yeah,
so
just
every
straight up.
person on that road just come put a toilet in their yard.
Yeah, that's the solution, I guess.
Okay, Joel's got the solution.
Right?
If you got
she
a
can probably get a
problem-
sponsor from the local sanitary company.
What's a toilet company? I can't even think of one off the top of my head.
Johnny
Cone?
on the spot.
I don't know. Honey buckets.
Yeah, the honey bucket.
So if you've got a problem, Joel will solve it.
That's right.
Oh, next up, let's talk about this weekend's race for us. The big
local.
one. Local.
Yes.
The Bear 100.
It's gonna be hot and heavy.
Hard Rock qualifier.
Yeah.
Snowed on the course this past weekend.
Yeah.
Trail conditions are not perfect.
But they could be pretty damn good though.
If it's
come
not gonna
race
be,
day.
may not be dusty.
No,
Okay.
definitely not gonna be dusty.
I don't know if it'll be muddy. If it just stays this, it might just be cold and
maybe a titch muddy.
yeah, but
which is okay.
Considering the past races, this will probably be one of the better years.
I think it could be.
And pretty decent start lists,
Yeah.
right? But the thing about it is people aren't coming in. Some of them aren't coming in fresh.
No, they're coming in maybe a hair tired.
So for the Bear 100, just some of the men, and again, this is us looking, and there's always wild cards.
Yeah.
People we don't know, people up and coming, those little silent trail ninjas that sneak up on you. We have Luke Nilsson.
Yep.
But he's coming in not
tired.
rested.
I'm going to say top 5 for him.
And he's just, if you listen to his show, he just says, this is the first 100 I've gone into just wanting to finish.
Right.
Because it's a Hard Rock qualifier.
Exactly.
You have Timothy Olson.
Yes.
Who on any given day can pull a rabbit out of his hat, right?
Yep.
Solid runner. Jeff Browning, who just moved to that area.
I'll be curious to see if he shows up to start.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he'll be there.
I don't know why he'd want to do it other than it's just a new course. I mean, he's got his qualifier for Hard Rock.
He's been training in Jackson Hole this past week.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I think he's going to be there.
That'd be awesome. I want him to be there.
I think this is like his
like coming out party to Logan.
I'm here to Utah now.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing. Get to see some, Mark Hammond.
That dude's fast.
I think he might
be.
He
just ran Run Rabbit Run.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He just ran Run Rabbit Run. Sam Reed, another fast dude, and Jeremy Humphrey.
Yeah.
The I'm Tough Artie.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fast dude.
Yeah. So there's 5 or 6 dudes that are really going to push the pace.
And there's, like we said, there's always the few, right? The few,
some
the proud.
Up and coming kids that are going to push the pace as well.
And so the women's side is there's some names on here that I wasn't expecting.
Okay.
Because we've pegged Kelsey Bingham for the win all year.
Yeah.
She's a friend of ours, just killing it right now, running super strong, which I'm not taking my money off her.
Right.
But there's Missy Gosney, Hannah Green, and Allison Kirk, who all have impressive resumes.
Okay. So
and they're fast.
Well, that's good.
Oh, they're gonna.
That's good. That level's there because that's just going to make Kelsey hungrier.
Yeah.
To prove her point.
And I think it was Hannah who she just came off some. I think she just did the Colorado Trail just recently too. The whole
so she might be a little
miles.
tired.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
maybe she's just looking for that hard rock qualifier.
I think that's what the bear is turning into more of is just the hard rock qualifier because years ago it wouldn't sell out. You can get in the day of.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And a lot of it just comes down to that hard rock qualifier. I mean that's what you see.
That
a
is
lot
a good
of people.
course.
That's what's sad is it's like an A course.
Yeah.
Out of races go, but I think it's just that now being a hard rock qualifier is where it gets the attention of people wanting to come do it.
Right.
And then they go, oh, this is sweet.
Yeah, this.
Right? This is super
especially
nice.
This weekend. The weather's going to be on point.
It should be. We have a lot of friends running it, friends of the show. I think David Tarkelson's coming down again.
Isn't he at an aid station? I think he is. I think he's running one.
He's running an aid station. We have Matt Ozanek.
Yep.
He's run the 100.
He's here.
I think
he's training on the course right now.
He's been in town.
Yeah.
He's had a great year, too.
Yeah.
It looks like he's done everything right to prep for this race.
Oh, yeah.
Like distances and tapering and great photos of Trail Manners gear. I think he's ready, right?
He is.
And apparently he brought some
I saw that.
Cranky Anchor.
Some beer for us.
Cranky Acre IPA.
I know. We'll have to chase down Shar and find it.
But yeah, there's just a lot of friends that are running this race.
Yeah, Lori Foringer's coming in from Ohio.
That's right. Yeah, it'll be fun to see how people do, and hopefully the weather does hold out for them because it's a beautiful course.
Yep.
And they're going to see some colors, I'm sure.
Oh, man, are you going to see
because you always
colors?
will. Even if some of that color is white in places, you'll get to see some of those brighter colors. I think so.
When
I think
contrast against the aspens.
The fall colors with white.
And the maples up there. Holy cow. You guys are going to love it.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Brad Swing gets redemption, right?
That's right. So he just wasn't his day at Wasatch.
Nope, had to drop out.
And but he still has all that training and everything, and I'm happier for him. I mean, I like the bear.
I think it's a better course.
I personally do.
Yeah, I'm biased.
And we can be.
Yeah, we're allowed to be.
It's our show.
He's gonna have fun. Everybody's gonna have a good time.
That's what I like about the Bears. It's so crew friendly.
It is.
That you could just, and with prefacing that, be courteous though if you're a crew person.
Absolutely.
Because
especially on the Franklin aid station.
Yeah.
Be nice up there.
Yeah, be nice in all of them, but just realize there's people up in the mountains that aren't there for the race too.
Yeah, there's lots of hunters up there right now, so you got to play nice with them. But that Franklin aid station, the parking sucks.
Yeah.
So be nice.
Yeah, but it's such a fun. Tony's Grove is a fun place to hang out.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, parking there is terrible too.
Yeah.
Be nice.
There's just not a lot of it.
No.
And it's hard
not
to
at all.
get. But yeah, it'll be fun to see what happens, and we'll be back next week with announcing the winners of that one and how everything went down.
I know we're going to go up Friday night.
You are?
Yeah.
Or are you staying in Logan or?
No, we're staying somewhere up by the lake.
In Bear Lake?
Yeah, one of my clients has a place up there, and I don't even know where it's at yet.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're going to crash there and then go to the finish, hang out.
Saturday.
I
was stuttering my words.
That's okay, because it's not Sunday.
I forgot
Saturday.
I forgot how calendars work there for a minute, days of the week. It's been a long month. Next up, we talked about this last week a little bit because of Gorge, but the Western States, they announced their golden ticket races for the year.
Yeah, and they're not going to replace the Gorge.
They're not. So they've got the Bandera 100K in January, Sean O'Brien 100K in February, Black Canyon 100K in February. So, Joel, you have your chance for your golden ticket there.
I got to start training.
Georgia Death Race, the 74-mile, and Lake Sonoma 50. They didn't replace the Gorge, but they said the spots will go to the Ultra Trail World Tour runners. Now, they've traditionally done this in the past. They offer 6 to European outside the United States. But this year, those 4 will go to North American runners.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Based on their ITRA rankings. So they at least open those back up again.
Right. That's cool.
To North American runners. So And then we had a brief discussion, and I don't know how long we'll talk about it. It's like beating a dead horse, but it just brought up some interesting points and stuff we've talked about on the show. Is Megan Hicks from I Run Far posted or reposted or shared or however you want to say.
She was commenting on this blog post from the REI about dirtbag runners living in vans.
Yep.
Like it's a new thing.
Yeah, it's brand new.
That's what they were that's what the article was kind of alluding to. And Megan's like, nah, it's been around forever.
Yeah, it's like, watch this new trend coming. And,
yeah, right.
And so she started posting about, no, this has been around a while.
Right.
And as you talked about, and I think you read a lot more than I did.
Yeah, I kind of got sucked into it because it was at the top of my feed every time I would turn Facebook on. I'm like, what's going on here? And it kind of had this direction of you really need to kind of like know your history of trail running and what came before you, because a lot of those people spent years and years and years, 10, 15, 20 years of continuous work, not only doing trail maintenance, but also supporting events, helping navigate through the Forest Service, navigate through local ordinances to put on these events. So that way we can all benefit from it, right? Mm-hmm. So that way we can go out and we can enjoy races, or, we can enjoy running on trails that are maintained or new trails. And it was really cool to see a lot of people supporting that point of view. But then there was some people that kind of chimed in and said, hey, you know what? I just want to go out and run. I don't care about the history of it. And, they had some valid points. They're right. But then some people were kind of like, you know what? I just want to go race and I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of wrong. You need to understand that history, kind of value that, because without that there, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing today.
Well, and especially as far as the racing part goes, I think you need to know some history, because there's, like we talk about, there's so many nuances and so many etiquette type things as well.
Yeah.
And now I could see if you're just wanting to run on the trails, like it's your new hobby, you were running on the road or whatever it is, and you found solace in the mountains and you just want to go out for a 5-6 mile in the mountains.
That's great.
That is. But I think
that's how we all kind of got into it, right?
Well, and I think at some point, and that's what happened with me, is I started, hey, wow, you need to understand why that trail's there.
Yeah.
It doesn't, the trail ferries don't take care of it.
No, they don't.
So understanding that, to me, is what that article was kind of about too. Not just the history of Tim Tweetmeyers and how Gordy Ansley started the whole 100 miles. It's not necessarily that.
Right.
To me, it's more about why trails exist, why you get a chance to run on trails.
Yeah.
I mean, roads are easy to figure out. Cars got to drive them. There's houses there. But why do we have trails in the mountains? For people to enjoy. Mm-hmm. And when we first started trail running, there wasn't as many trails in this area. And I'm not saying that.
Nope.
Well, I mean, you have all those ones on the,
Well, like Sardine wasn't here.
Sardine wasn't there. A lot of these connectors on the Bonneville shoreline weren't here.
They weren't as good.
And so I think that's a part of it is, it's not just taking advantage of something because you enjoy it. And if you don't want to do trail work or help out, that's your thing. But at least have an idea why they're there.
Just appreciate it, at least.
Yeah.
I think that's what's important.
And again, it goes back, and we talk about it so much, whether it's a race or on the trails, just the etiquette and the proper usage of trails.
Right.
You can't do the same thing on a trail you can do on a road.
No.
It's not wide enough. There's
Definitely
more people using it.
Yep.
It could be dangerous.
Yep.
You're not right next to a phone. You're not next to a bathroom. You're not right next to a water fountain.
Right.
So I think I can see both points, and that's part of it for me. I see both points, but I guess I'm just kind of biased maybe a little bit because I see being on the back end of being on a trails committee,
right,
and just seeing some of the posts I see from people around here saying, oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know people picked up a shovel or trimmed weeds or stuff. And so I look at it both ways, say, know a little bit before you go into it.
Yeah, I think that's, just like anything, you really should know a little of something before you dive into it.
And it's not saying don't go enjoy it because that's what you want to do.
Please go enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
But don't be...
It comes with a caveat.
Yeah, don't be ignorant to it either.
Exactly.
Don't be ignorant because
being ignorant's easy.
Yeah, it's super easy. You don't have to pay. You have to train or work or do anything for it. It just comes natural. Some people.
There's no accountability then.
But we saw some posts earlier in the year from Boulder where there's a problem on the trails there. People not knowing the proper etiquette on a trail.
Right.
People thinking, and we still see it on our trails all the time, just not knowing the proper etiquette.
Right.
And sometimes that is ignorance. You should know how to use something before you start it up.
Right.
So to say. So it was a great post, and like you said, I think there's a lot of good points from it. But it's interesting because I didn't read this probably as much as you did, but the few that I read, it seemed like the people in favor of knowing the history or knowing more about it, like spoke or typed very, very eloquently.
I think they put some thought into it.
And people that said screw it just were kind of some of the ones I saw were kind of like, you're just kind of an a-hole.
Yeah, it's too bad, but it is what it is, and we can just keep doing our part to help.
And that's
reminding people.
And I love the trail community for that. And that's the other thing about it too is if you're up using them or you're going to a race, I mean, why not know more and be in part of the community? That's what most of us, I mean, a lot of people have that fear of missing out because of the community more than the race or the trail or the aid station or the buckle, or it's like, oh yeah, you're going to be there. Or, oh, I wish I was going to be there to see you and everything else. So take full advantage, like enjoy the whole
just embrace it
piece of it instead of just little bites of it.
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting, like you said, just to kind of see where it went.
Yeah, and the Ginger Runner commented on it that he was like, I have this platform to speak, and I don't know the full history, and he was like saying, I want to come and do my part and learn more and try to advocate more for those that came before me. So that was really cool to see him say, hey, this is one thing I'm going to try to work on or step up and do, because he really does have a big platform.
Oh, a huge platform.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us in our own way have a platform to do that, whether it's our community or whether you're a local trail runner and people come to you, or running shop.
Yep.
I think everybody has the platform, and I think if you do it the right way and not more, you talk to people instead of preach about it, I think people will be more receptive to it. Because that's why I'm a huge turnoff right now to social media, other than what we're doing for Trail Manners. It's just getting out of control. But no, it was good. It was good for her to post that, and it was good to have people share their comments. And like you said, some of them are even on the other side that maybe I'm not on the board with.
Right.
I read them, and but it's
good to understand where those people are coming from.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that way you can have a better understanding of that.
I totally agree. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, I'm sure you could find it somewhere. I'm not going to repost it.
No.
I also want to post, and maybe I'll find the link to this, our local runner, Matt Van Horn. He did this really cool trail etiquette video for a city down in Salt Lake, and it's Draper
City.
And, man, I loved it. And I'm going to tell you why, because there's bullet points and posts and plaques and everything, signage that you can read. The little triangle that kind of talks to you about it, but seeing it is like so much more powerful.
It is.
And so I'm like, oh man, I wish everybody had to see this before they stepped on a trail.
That'd be nice.
Big LED screen right at the trailhead that you had to watch
fingerprint saying, yes, I saw this trail.
Because that was so spot on, and a good thing about it, such great film and videography.
He does a really good job.
It was fun to watch. It was like, oh, that's pretty. Like, I enjoyed some of the shots for sure, but I think end all was just understanding trail etiquette. So my hat's off to Draper City for number one.
Yeah.
Whoever's spearheaded that, was it Draper City or Matt approached them or however that happened.
I think they're doing a really good job of their trails down there too.
Man, Corner Canyons.
Yeah. Don't they have a race down there?
Yeah, so we can bring that up right now.
Right.
So there's a race coming up down there, and it's the Corner Canyon. What's it called? Ultra Trail Run.
Okay.
I think is what it's the official name of it is. And I'm trying to get my information here. Yeah, Corner Canyon Ultra Trail Run. It's a nonprofit charity race, and each year they donate the proceeds after they pay their costs, which I hope they do, to individual recipients going through cancer.
Right.
So each year they pick people that are going through some cancer battles to help fund and help them. So they do 3 recipients. They do one for the 50K.
Right.
No, they do a recipient for a 50K and 25K and a separate one for the 5K.
Okay.
They've done this race for 5 years, and they've donated like over $24,000.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. And the great thing about it is the race directors are ultra runners, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously local. They got some great corporate sponsors in the area, like Ultra and Black Diamond and a few others down there. But they got their race directors, John Mock and Troy Olson and Troy Robertson. 50K, 6,500 vertigain.
That's a lot for a foothill trail.
Yeah, 25K is 3,500, and the 5K 500 foot of gain. So that's super cool to have a race like the 5, especially the 5K where anybody can go out and do it.
500 feet, you can do that over 3 miles.
And all the distances are in the Corner Canyon area in Draper, like we were just.
I think
talking
that's pretty easy
about.
to get to.
It's super easy, and it's October 14th.
So you got a couple
6
weeks.
year. We'll post the link on our. It's like ccutr.org. But it's a cool race. Helps people with cancer because that's never a good time, let alone when you get the bills.
No.
After you fight it. So great job to those and putting that one together. Wish nothing but the best of luck this year as well. And it's a great area.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, you're going to get a good race out of it too.
Right.
So if you can't make it, let your friends know. It's a great cause. Speaking of races, man, I am totally stumped on what I'm doing next year.
Yeah, it's bugging you for some reason.
It's really bugging me because I know how it's going to like the floodgates are going to open soon.
I mean, they pretty much are open.
They're open, but there's more that are going to open. And I'm no closer than I was 2 weeks ago.
That's okay.
It is, but it's bugging me.
What if you don't race next year?
I think I'd be fine with it. I mean, it's not like I have to race
or
live.
Do adventure runs.
Yeah, I could do that for sure. But I'd also, there's a few, I think that the idea of race isn't just the missing out part is I know that like Black Canyon, I'll never go down and run that unless I go to the race.
Yeah.
Right? Some of these races I would never go to and just do a fun run.
Right.
Unless there's a race there.
No, yeah.
Right? Or even with adventure runs, sometimes you kind of, like, you're more apt, I think, I am, so I'm not stereotyping anybody. I've had this conversation with many people. You're more apt to train better when you know you have a race, when your skin's in the game.
Well, yeah.
If you got a fun run, maybe you're not trained as much. Maybe you don't get trained at all.
Yeah.
Maybe you cancel it. Whatever it is, right? So there's just some races I'd like to do, and I just know I don't. Like, if I don't get to any of the races I want to do, I'm not going to sign up for a race just to race.
Right.
Right? Oh, it's the only one open. I'll do it.
Yeah, definitely not.
So that's not what I'm talking about.
No.
But it's just like I know I want to do something, right?
Okay.
Like the Ute. I want to do the Ute, but I want to do the Bear. Right?
That's doable, though.
It's
I mean,
doable.
They're 6-7 weeks apart.
It's doable if you got the money. Because there's like 30 spots left or 28 or whatever for the Ute.
Right.
And the Bear's going to open in a week. It's supposed to open like October 1st or 2nd.
Like the day after the race, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Like,
so, there's $250 for the Ute, and what's the Bear usually, $250?
Yeah, I think it's $250.
So there's $500 right now. Christmas is coming. The bus is struggling. My beer fridge is empty. You know what I mean?
Man.
It's like, where do you come up with that?
Right.
So, but if you don't sign up for the Ute, it's going to full. You're going to miss it.
Right.
If you sign up for the Ute and wait on the Bear, like you were talking about last week, that very well could fill quicker than ever, too.
Exactly.
2 years ago, I wouldn't even have thought twice.
Yeah.
But then there's all the 50K distances. Arches Ultra, January.
Yeah. That one I'm not stressing on.
Well, I'm not stressing, but I'd like to do it.
I kind of want to do it, but then for some reason, I'm just not. I don't know. If I don't do it, it's no big deal.
Yeah, say Black Canyon.
That one is like, for some reason, it's gnawing at me. I want to go do it.
So do I, but again, you got to, how am I getting down there?
Got to fly down. You got to rent a car, and you got to get a
place
hotel
to
room.
Stay, or rent a van, sleep in the van. I don't know. Maybe save money with a more expensive rental car to sleep in it.
I don't know.
So that's the caveats there. So you got that.
Because driving down there is not.
That's a
12-hour drive.
See, the drive down bothers me. The drive back is what I would want to do.
Yeah, I'd be a little nervous about that.
Yeah, so that's not something I'd really want to do.
Right.
Hotel, you never, it'd be nice not to sleep in a car the night before a race. You can do it, apparently. It's a dirt bag. It's brand new. People are sleeping in vans.
But we're getting old, and I don't have a Sprinter, so.
Yeah. I just don't know what I'm going to do for sure next year. And I've got it, like, at least cut down to about a few.
Yeah.
But I can't pull. I haven't pulled a trigger on anything.
Oh, I haven't either yet.
Nor will I for another week.
Yeah,
When's payday? Yeah, October.
Yeah, beginning of October for me.
Yeah. So I don't know. And you've kind of dialed in yours a little bit more.
Yeah, I got mine down where I think I want it to be. It's just I don't know. I'm not stressing about it at all.
I'm a spreadsheet guy.
I kind of have it in my mind what I want to do. But other than that, I'm not going to, I don't know. It's like as soon as the Bear opens up, boom, register for that.
Well, I think we talked about doing the Zion Traverse.
Yeah.
And that's one I have on my schedule because that's easy, right?
Yeah.
I think the weekend we looked at is like a perfect weekend.
Right. I might want to go do that in November.
That's what I've been looking at actually.
This year.
Is trying to get out of town somewhere.
Go do that in November because the room rates down there are like 0.
They drop bad. Yeah.
Right.
So I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just kind of my thing. That's just kind of stuck in my craw every once in a while. I just kind of like, and I'll look and I'm like, wait, I'm just waiting for a new race to open that no one's heard of. That's like $12 and it's
$12.
It's like a sweet 50K.
Yeah, not
sweet
gonna happen.
Single track.
Right.
You know,
that Palisades race is the thing that's throwing the biggest wrench in my schedule.
I'm hoping that gets announced at some point, pricing and all that, because it is that's on my.
That's throwing the biggest wrench in my plans for the year.
Because that's like, what do we say, July 28th-ish, that weekend?
It's the last weekend of July, and then the following weekend is
the Ute.
Is
Vaquero. And Vaquero.
I thought the Ute was...
the 11th, you're right. So it's got Palisades, the next weekend's Vaquero, the next weekend's a Ute.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm okay, because Vaquero I'm already volunteering at.
Yeah, see, I'm not. I got to run.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go into that race tired, and I'm okay with that.
I got to find me one of those... construction hats with a beer in each side with a straw.
Yeah, you do.
Because I want to work the finish line. That's my goal. That'll give me a chance to sleep in.
Right.
Maybe go paddleboard in the morning.
There you go.
And then come back to the finish line.
That'd be a good plan.
I just got to run this by the race director.
Yeah,
too.
just make sure he's okay with you doing all this.
Yeah, that one I want to volunteer at. Palisades, really looking into. I want to go down to Hard Rock. Obviously not running. I'm not going to pace or cruise. Want to go hang out, maybe run around a little bit.
There you go.
Tired of missing that one. Beaverhead's in there.
Yeah,
again,
not for me.
Little redemption there. I don't know. There's just
I'm not going back to
Bighorn.
That this year.
I want to do Bighorn 50.
Not for me. Not in the cards this year.
Yeah.
You're
Smut. You pretty much, Smut.
Smut's on my schedule right now.
That's an easy one to get to.
It is. And that was another issue. It was like, I just, if I'm going to go down to Black Canyon and spend the time and the money to do that, then I had to cut back in some other places, right?
So are you thinking you might do that one?
Black Canyon? Yeah. I need to look into the airfare and see what that's going to be.
I think you can fly to Phoenix out of Ogden now, too.
You can. The only problem with that is...
It's only like certain days.
Yeah, it's only certain days, and if you get shut down on weather, you're screwed, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Because then there's like no other flights to come back.
That's true.
Because you're flying that small airline.
Maybe Jim Skaggs will fly you down there.
Yeah, no. Definitely not.
Lori Foringer.
I would trust her to do that more than I would Jim. No offense, Jim. But I'm going to take the ex-military pilot over a weekend flyer.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, for me, I want to do more adventure stuff next year.
I do too. I want to do Zion again. I'd love to do Rubies, Tetons.
I would do, if the weather would cooperate, we'd be back in the Tetons in 3 weeks. But I'm not quite sure we're going to be able to get up that high to go run like we wanted to.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, we can still go up and run.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still plenty of stuff to do and fun to be had. And see if we can't snag a couple of interviews while we're up there. But the original plan, I think, is done. Yeah. I don't think we're going to go and run up high in the Paintbrush Canyon anymore, or run up or go climb the South Teton like we were talking about.
That's what happens, man. Snooze, you lose in this weather.
Yeah. So maybe we can go down south. Maybe we can go down to Zion that weekend.
I'd love to get down to Zion.
And do that.
That'd be fun.
Do half the traverse.
That'd be fun. I like Zion.
Do something like that.
It's a fun place to get away to.
Yeah, maybe we can get a Dana Mud and Guts Miller interview while we're down there.
There you go.
Because he lives in Cedar City, I think.
Somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Turtle can come crew for us.
He's
got nothing better to do.
No, he doesn't.
The other thing I want to talk about, because I know we have a good reach and people are really smart.
Mm-hmm.
I need some info. I want someone to make me a quilt out of my race shirts for the bus. It's getting cold in here.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of race shirts sitting in a bin. I've seen people have them.
Right.
Some of our friends have them. I'm like, I need one of those.
Yeah.
So, and I looked for a company online.
There's a lady in Salt Lake that does it.
There was someone in Utah, but they were like 4 months out or something. They were booked for 4 to 5 months or something.
I could see that. Those are hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's what I need. I need someone to make me a quilt with my run shirts.
Right.
And like within the next.
You got to find somebody with some serious sewing skills.
Yeah, I got none of those for sure. What else we have going on? Well, we've got.
Wait. There's some crazy mother runners.
There they are. They're waving, heckling.
I know they're heckling us right now. Tara Warren is heckling us right now.
They're doing jumping jacks.
Yes, you guys are on
crazy.
the show.
You're
You
on the
goofs.
show. It's not live though. No video footage.
No.
And no Trail Manners gear. That's deduction.
Oh, yeah.
I see 0 Trail Manners gear right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and edit that out.
So we have our Strava week again. I did a little bit, as much I didn't get
a little
off
stalking.
to it. Yeah, because Andy Noyes won the distance again at
Again?
107.4.
Andy, what are you doing?
He's a coach, I found. A little bit of info.
Okay.
Because he looks like he's a coach, and I think he runs like 2 to 3 times a day.
Is he riding his mountain bike next to the kids?
I don't think so. I think he just
Dang.
run. Like, I didn't go back the week
Come on,
because
Andy,
I'm
help
not
us out.
Strava savvy. But he'd run time 32 hours 14
oh my
minutes.
Gosh, that's amazing. He's got to be running twice a day.
I think there's like a couple times a
How
day.
old is Andy?
I don't know.
He's got to be young.
I have no idea. He's been running a long time. I know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He's like experienced ultra,
Right.
all that. And then climbing was local man Jeremy Haddock.
Whoa.
12,695. Uh-oh, the runners are walking back this way. I think they pulled a hammy with all their little fun
With
exercises.
all those little jumping jacks.
But next up, we have the part of the show that everybody looks forward to, the Woody Footies.
Yes, right.
It's like the Woody Footy Awards. We'll have a year-end show where you have to wear
would be
your dress
awesome.
trail gear, and we'll have a grand winner.
Yeah,
Right?
I like it.
This part of the show is helped made possible by the Sign Garage here in Ogden, Utah. Elizabeth and Nate are just killing it. Just came out with some new Ogden stuff, too. It's really neat looking.
They have been posting a lot of that stuff on the Facebook
Yeah,
lately.
they've got some like
Looking good.
flannels, and they've got
Yeah.
some beanies, and they've got some
hats.
all kinds of cool stuff. So if you have any printing or needs like that, go check them out. Again, the Sign Garage, Ogden, Utah, 25th Street, since they hooked us up with hats for a year.
Yeah, no.
So this week, there's a few, right?
Yeah, there were
We had some good ones, some snow in the photos
some first snow Woody Footies.
that I remember this year.
The first Woody Footy in the snow.
But there are some really good ones. There was, Megan Martinez did another great one of Lake Blanche.
That
Jeff
is
Hart.
her go-to.
It is. Well, I mean, if it's convenient, that'd be a sweet go-to. Like, I
Right.
could think of worse go-tos than that
Right.
one.
Jeff Hart crushed it again.
Church Mountain.
I know. Looking good.
Man, there's some neat places up there, you know? Like, we talked to him before about some of that mountainous stuff, and it's a lot more than I thought. I mean, maybe not the elevation, right?
Right.
we were
Like
talking
big,
about.
like big mountains.
Yeah, but
Uh-oh, we're being stalked right now.
it's pretty.
By a crazy mother runner.
Uh-oh. Ah, crap. Oh, we're getting pictures and everything.
I know. They're totally stalking us.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're going.
Oh, this is getting uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. On the other side. What's going on, Tara Warren? Yeah, good luck at the bear.
Good luck. So, yeah, there we go. Stacy Barker was in town
He was.
eating deep fried cheese curds and beer at Roosters.
That's that. I'm disappointed that we did not hook up.
That's a bummer.
I know that part of that's my fault. I forgot he was coming.
Matt Ozanek posted a nice picture of Dry Canyon Logan with a 4-pack of beer with a note on it.
I didn't see anything in the background. I just saw the beer.
That's all. That's pretty much all that one
Yeah.
is, I think. It could have been anything. Jeff Fulmer had a good one there. The Gnarly Bear course, which
Yeah.
you've
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about.
That's right. I keep
Gnarly
forgetting about
bear.
that. We might have to go do that instead of. We'll see.
Lee Moss is really cool.
Yeah.
The North Face Endurance Challenge, a half marathon before they stopped the race due to worsening weather. That's something, right?
It is. They got to let us know.
We talked about Jeff Hart. Chris Ward had a great one. The Mountain Rats 50K in Eagle, Colorado.
That was pretty
Mike
cool.
Lehman drinking beers on the summit of Mount
That's
Baden Powell.
2 weeks in a row he's had a picture like that.
Yeah. Just chugging the brewskis. Missy Burkle, Olympic Park Trails with her pup Charlotte.
That's right.
That dog is living life.
It is. That little spoiled puppy.
Joel's favorite pilot, Jim Skaggs.
Yeah.
Doing some patrol on Antelope Island with some bison. Eric Thomas had a good one up in Park City at the North Face.
Right.
Mark Robbins, how cool is this? Cross-country invitational to cheer a future ultra runner on.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Alex Terrell in Redmond, Oregon had a good one because I love rivers and streams.
Yeah, that looked cool.
That looked really awesome. And then, of course, you had one at the North Face with friends Kate Crooker and Emily before the canceled race. Lori Foringer,
She's up in Montana.
with some swag.
I know.
Got the
She's got the hoodie.
buff and the hoodie on. Lori Sipa, finding her mojo in the McDowells. Another sunrise or sunset.
She
the sun
crushes
is
that.
not quite up or down.
Yeah.
Jamie Rossi, long run up in trails in South Dakota. Corey Reese had a nice one.
I know. More cowbell.
More cowbell. Amy McDonald had some good photos.
She was up in the hidden area of Ogden area.
Family member Angela Butcher. Her feet took her to Oktoberfest in
right.
Texas, of all places.
Right on.
Stacy Barker had another good one in some swag, shirt and hat, doing some uphill sprints in Pocatello.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. Natalie Sheffield, Pine Brook. Aaron Hill, Into the Clouds.
That was a good one.
That was super cool with the trees.
That was our top. That was like top 3 for us, I think.
In Deer Valley. And huge congratulations to Andrew Gills in Edmonton. His first 50K, 7 hours, 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And what else we got? Jason Bernheisel. He's back again, this time in Florida for work.
So here's the thing with Bernheisel. That needs to be like a filter on the Instagram, the Bernheisel effect.
The Bernheisel effect?
Yeah, because he crushes that. He's got that down. He doesn't even have to think about it anymore.
No.
He just sticks his arm out and boom. It's magic.
It is. It's like, oh,
the Bernheisel filter.
The colors adjust for him.
Exactly, right? The angle, everything adjusts for him.
He just runs. Emily Harris had a good one, and I like what she had. She has no mountains here, but sure is beautiful. Lake Geneva in Wisconsin.
No.
And I'm on a huge Wisconsin kick because of all the love from there.
Cheese and beer. That was some good beer that we got last week.
Yeah, Simon Hodgson, Royal National Park in New South Wales, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's pretty there. Brooke Jones, Jones Mountains, the Pinhoti Trail.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nice one.
That's a race I'd like to go do eventually.
Yeah, in Georgia. Lane Bird, he's in our backyard here. Indian, Hidden, Taylor, Malins. That's a nice area.
That's a great big old butt kicker of a loop.
Chesapeake Bay, Maryland, Jason Koenig.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Ruiz, Pacific Ocean Views. That's where I want to be right now.
Yeah.
David Stevenson at 3:30 in the morning.
Helping out Corey.
Yeah, on no cowbell, or more cowbell, excuse me.
No cowbell.
Yeah, no cowbell for me. Christopher Fell is back in, he's got more stuff in Greece, but he had a picture of some Greek food for us.
That looks pretty yummy.
We were on that last week.
That's right, the honey yummy goodness.
Mountain Metro local race here, Megan Martinez. Christopher Pack in Colorado. Courtney Fresh. Sweet section trail on the shoreline, one of my favorite pieces with the trees kind of making that bridge for you.
That one's like iconic.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
So I've run into her the last 2 weeks on the trail. I don't think she recognizes me, which is a good thing. It could be all stealthy that way. Yeah.
That's all good. Amy Butler at the start of the Vermont 50.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Zeller.
Hers were good. I like
Saturday and Sunday. It
Yeah.
says here, but I don't know where here is, so apologize.
Here looked pretty good. I like it.
And then Christopher had the one in the Crete Islands in Greece, which still looks different.
It's not what you
than
expect.
I still expected. I was thinking like Euro trucks everywhere.
Euro trucks everywhere.
Christopher, I'm sorry with the last name, Up in the Heavens. Great shot there with some fog. This year's grand total winner of 2 hats. This week's winner we're going to give to Garth Harris.
Right on.
Park City. Great shot of some snow.
Mm-hmm.
Some colorful leaves,
right.
Little cloud, little fog, kind of a mixture of all these seasons together.
So that was a local guy.
Yeah, Garth's local.
So next week I really want to see some of the Midwest folks step it up.
Oh, yeah.
Show us what you got.
Yeah. Got to have some corn mazes.
Some East Coast people. We know what we have here.
Yeah, we're getting, and it's still nice, some of the spots, but
we're entering like the peak, the best time to run out west, but I want to see what you guys got.
Let's see it. Joel wants to see what you got. Post a lot. Woody Footy for this week. So, Garth, go ahead and get me your information, manners at trailmanners.com. We'll get you out your sweet limited edition Woody Footy hat.
Yep.
Brought to you by the Sign Garage here in Ogden. And I only got one more thing really on my list.
Okay.
Because I'm so excited I can barely contain myself. This is like on my calendar, like marking it down before Christmas.
It's not these pink cats, is it?
No, it's not those.
We'll talk about that next week.
Beanies.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, man. We just ordered beanies.
We did. That's right.
So went through Boco Gear again.
Yep.
Got a sweet palm beanie.
They're pretty sweet.
Sold out last year.
We did.
Only ordered 50 again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we roll.
Yep.
And that's what our budget allows.
Yep.
So we're going to have those for pre-sale. Joel's going to have those up on the website
soon.
So just keep checking back.
Yep.
They'll be here 35 to 40 days. So first part of November.
We can get them out the door the middle of November.
Yeah.
That's the perfect
realistically.
time of year to get them
for
out.
sure. But again, there's only 50 of them. We sold out last year.
They're only $25.
Yeah, $25.
Come on.
And it helps us.
Cheap.
Right? We had to buy them already, so we're pre-selling them.
Yeah,
we only have we have 48 left because me and Jill get one.
Yeah.
So we have 48 left, and they're going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Like, me and Jill were trying to figure out what we wanted to look like. We said, well, let's use this, but let's let them see, because they're the pros. Well, what can they come up with?
So we just sent them the Now Go Get It logo.
Well,
surprise us.
There we go. And they came back with 2 designs, and immediately we both agreed.
There was one we were like, that's it right there.
That's the one.
I didn't even ask the advice of anybody else.
I didn't say I asked advice. I showed a couple people to see, and they were both that one. That one. So this is going to be a sweet...
little retro, little throwback.
That's what we were hoping for. Palm beanie for this year. There's going to be 48 for sale. First 48, get them.
Right.
And we'll be up on the website for pre-sale. And then if there's any left, which last year I think we had like 4 or 5 left after the pre-sale, we'll get those sold. But I'm looking forward to those. We'll get those up. I'm so excited. Like, I seriously want them now. I'd wear it today, and it's not beanie weather.
No, not today.
I'd wear it to the mall.
It's a little toasty
today.
right now.
Maybe throw on some roller skates.
Just at the mall?
Yeah, throw on some roller skates, backward skate.
You can go walk with the old people?
We're talking retro right now, so I'm getting into it, right?
Gotcha.
I got it. So yeah, keep an eye out on those, and help us out. Look good. Love to see some photos there. I think that's all I got for this week.
I think that's it. That was kind of a long show.
That was a long show, but that's all right. Some of you that use it on your commute, you might have got stuck in traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Something to listen to besides commercials, unless you have Siri. Or what is it called? Not Siri. Sirius Radio or one of those radios. Satellite radio, one of those brands.
Right.
So thanks for listening to the Single Track Session number 56, and we'll catch you next week.